Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Militia of Truth. First tonight, overstress with standardized testing. Then, specialist reports with Daniel Pimentel and Alex Cho on drug and technology addiction. Later, my personal interview with the friend of a man who was brutally arrested by the government for exercising his right to free thought. Finally, the show will conclude with a rare glimpse at the black market trade taking place today, in which the last remaining Bible will be auctioned off. The theme of today's show will be finding what true freedom is. No establishment, not even this government, has the right to limit your free thought. The moment one tries to cage the free spirit of thought, all hope is lost. Do not be afraid to seek out the truth because of the government. Be afraid to seek out the truth because of what you might uncover. Ignorance may be blissful, but living with knowledge leads to a more fulfilling life. Now to Hogan at Crescenta Valley High School with his report on standardized testing.
It's a time that everyone has once gone through, and what all these students are going through right now. It's testing week. Although so many of the students have been working vigorously to achieve impressive results, there seemed to have been a very heavy toll. The majority of students have been diagnosed or have been dealing with extreme anxiety, panic attacks, and even seizures. In addition, the amount of prescription for Ritalin and Prozac seems to be on the rise for young adults. For those who aren't aware, Ritalin and Prozac is a type of central nervous system stimulant. It affects chemicals in the brain and nerves that partially regulate hyperactivity and impulse control. We're here today at Crescenta Valley High School ourselves to get a scoop of what the students are going through. Oh, can we interview you for a quick second?
Okay.
What's your name?
Johan Sanders.
What kind of AP classes are you taking?
I'm taking AP English, AP Bio, AP Econ, and AP Math.
That's a lot more APs than I expected. I just want to ask you if you're aware of what your fellow classmates are going through because of this testing week.
People are going nuts. People are like fainting and falling asleep in all their other classes, and it's hard.
Wow. Can I ask what you're personally going through because of this testing week?
I can't sleep. I can't eat. People are looking at me. People are out to get me, and I'm losing my mind.
Wow. Oh. Well, we really hope that you get through this testing week in one piece. Oh, excuse me, can we interview you for a quick second?
Sure.
Can we ask for what your name and grade is?
My name's Nishan. I'm in grade 10.
Oh wow. Nishan, what AP class are you taking?
AP Cal, AP Euro, AP Lunch, AP PE, AP Stress Management.
Wow, that's a lot of AP classes. Well, I just want to ask you if you know what your fellow classmates are going through because of this testing week.
They're very stressful, but they're very stressful. I can't talk right now. I have a lot of work to do.
Okay. As you have just seen, our educational system, our government, is now relying more than ever on standardized tests that compare students to one another to find the brightest of minds. But the toll of these standardized tests are causing the students to break down and carry a heavy burden of stress. You heard it from the students themselves. This is the Militia of Truth, and we'll be reporting the truths that have been overseen.
Thank you, Hogan. It seems to happen quite often that when people want to give up on life that they resort to drugs. Then, as a common occurrence, they overabuse these substances and overdose on it, usually creating a lasting lifetime effect or death. People may use drugs for many reasons: to fit in, to escape or relax, to relieve boredom, or even to rebel. Also, drugs do not need to be the stereotypical smokable substances like marijuana or heroin. Did you know there is a recent painkiller created called phenylene that is 50 times more powerful than heroin? In the past year, 1.4 million drug-related admissions have occurred, 500,000 of which are due to the overuse of prescription pills and painkillers. Depressants, opioids, and antidepressants are responsible for over 45% of those overdoses, while cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamines are only responsible for 39%. Just 2 days ago, a resident by the name of Mildred Montag overdosed on the prescription painkillers that she had. After a specialist came and removed the substances from her body, one reporter asked why. She responded, "The dole of life, everything seeming the same, and no change to my life created a huge depression. The report also shows that the rate of overdoses are increasing due to the easy access to these prescription drugs. So what makes me ponder is how us as a society can help stop these increase of ER admissions and the obtainability of drugs. How about you, Alex? What do you have for us today?
Thank you, Daniel. Perhaps the most damaging and addictive drug in our generation is one that is accessible by anyone, regardless of age: technology. From the oldest man to the youngest child, technology is infused in our daily lives from the moment we wake, from the moment we fall asleep. The most dangerous aspect, however, is that unlike the conventional abuse of substances, technology has incorporated itself into our culture to the point that it is perceived as harmless. Dr. Richard Graham, who runs a technology addiction program in the UK, says that this is not the case. The youngest patient ever to be treated for technology addiction, a 4-year-old girl, had, according to Dr. Graham, quote, developed an obsession with an iPad and would ask for it constantly. She was using it 3 to 4 hours every day and showed increased agitation if it was removed, end quote. What's shocking is that the symptoms of withdrawal undergone by young addicts are identical to those experienced by alcoholics and heroin users. Another example of the powerful effects of technology is prevalent in the gaming community. In a Taiwanese internet cafe, a teen booked a private room and played Diablo 3, a popular video game, for 40 hours without pausing to eat or sleep. After this insanely long marathon, when a member of the staff came to check on him, he was found resting on a table. When the staff woke the gamer up, he took a couple steps and collapsed. He was rushed to the hospital but died shortly afterwards. It is in times like these that we must take extreme care to use our technology in moderation. Now to William with his report.
Thank you, Alex. In the early 1930s, Stalin had a vicious grip over those who he ruled over. He perpetrated crimes against humanity and systematically violated his people's individual rights. Police spies did not hesitate to open private letters or plant listening devices. Nothing appeared in print without official approval. There was no free press and no safe method of voicing protests. Any revolutions that sparked were quickly put out. The Cheka, Stalin's secret police, executed normal citizens, even if they were only suspected of taking action against Stalin's regime. Furthermore, Stalin sought to control the hearts and minds of Soviet citizens. Using modern technology, Stalin bombarded the public with relentless propaganda. In movies, theaters, and schools, citizens heard about communist successes and the evils of capitalism. Also, Stalin's heavy control gripped the arts. The government controlled what books were published, what music was heard, and which works of art were displayed. Stalin required all artists and writers to create their works in an effort to show Soviet life in a positive light. Now, after this short commercial break, you will see my personal interview.
With Google Earth, the entire world is under your fingertips. Here, we will demonstrate just how easy it is to find the places that you want to be within mere seconds. For example, France. Big Ben. Italy. San Francisco. La Crescenta. Google Earth, because we'll always know where you are, and we'll always be watching.
Stop! Before you move on to William's interview, you get an opportunity to listen to an endangered form of music known as classical. This form of music was hidden from us from the government to keep us from experiencing, provoking, and expressing styles our ancestors used in the time of freedom. Here's a cellist performing Bach's Prelude.
Welcome back to Militia of Truth. Now on to my interview with a friend of a man who was brutally arrested for exercising his right to free thought. Tell us a little bit about what happened.
Революция была временем больших цензур. Не было свободы. Правительство арестовало всех. Недавно правительство арестовало мой лучший друг. Я работал с ним и познакомился с ним. Это было времени, когда все надо измениться. Это время революции. Не было свободы. Правительство арестовало всех. Недавно правительство арестовало мой лучший друг. Я работал с ним и познакомился с ним.
Wow, more people really need to hear your story. Now back to Harry with his black market auction.
Here we are in an undisclosed location off the radar to the government, in which an illegal auction of books is taking place. These black markets of books are going on in small locations all over the city. The wealthy and avid readers of the district hold these auctions. Books have become so rare to a point in which they are considered art pieces instead of books, as they originally were. The possession of books is a felony, and the consequence is the incineration of the owner's property. These auctioneers are taking a big risk in trying to keep the circulation of books alive, so that in turn the circulation of knowledge would also continue. This particular auction is very special in the fact that today's high item is the mysterious Holy Bible. Not much is known about the Bible except that it used to be the best-selling book of all time, and the supposed feeling of divine revolution the readers felt after finishing. The version we have here is the Wycliffe version, which was translated by John Wycliffe in 1384 as the first English translation of the original Greek and Hebrew manuscripts. Let's look at the auction now.
Gentlemen, you guys have the rare opportunity of buying the last known copy of the Bible. We're starting the auction off at $50 million.
65 million.
65 million.
70 million.
70 million.
80 million.
80 million.
85 million.
85 million.
95 million.
95 million.
100 million.
100 million.
$100 million.
Everyone freeze! Everyone freeze! Get down the ground! Get down the ground! Shut off the camera! Shut off the camera!
Harry? Harry, what happened? Why did the camera cut out? Hello? See what the government is doing to us? They're shutting us down for spreading information and knowledge that has been kept from you.